I'm going to be teaching you guys how to unmesh everything inside of your city. So what you want to do is you want to just turn this off, and then you just want to find electrical, and then you want to go through all of these, disable or turn on mesh render, and then lights, light spheres, and then make sure like all the light stuff are on. Pipes, and then you want to go pipe group, pipe group, pipe group, ceiling pipe, pipe group, pipe group, pipe group. And you want to highlight all this, and then you want to disable pipe group, pipe group, pipe group, ceiling pipe, pipe group, and then pipe group, and then turn on mesh for that. Other stores, you're gonna do bottom floor. You want to click scaffolding, and then you want to enable all of this. Turn on mesh for all that, and then turn on all this, mesh for all that, and then do the same thing for these well, and this. And then you want to scroll up, and you want to click scaffold, and then scaffold, 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 and then just do all this, and then yep, and then this one as well, and then just turn mesh on for that, and then close all these, and then go down to double large blank, and then turn on mesh for that, quad short, and then double short point. You want to turn on mesh for that, and then the double short point should not have a mesh, so just turn on that for that as well. And then scaffold, and then you want to say enable all this for mesh. And then once you do the scaffolding, you want to click outside buildings, and then info anchor. You want to click hut lamp, and you want to turn on the mesh for that, which should already be on kind of. And lights here, just turn on the mesh for lights here. And then info page, you want to turn on mesh. And then info hut, you want to turn on mesh for that as well. And then just keep organized. Info mesh should already be on. We don't need that since you already have one. And then info side, I like to add a border on it, so this fits perfectly. So turn on mesh for that. And then info page 1, you want to click board and then stand and mesh for that. And then turn off info anchor. And then mountain entrance anchor. What you're gonna do is you want to do mountain sign, the mountain sign border. Make sure that mesh is on. And then hot lamp. Make sure you have your hot lamp thing on for mesh. Hot container shelf. Make sure you have all of these actually enabled. And then it should look something like this. And then you should just have something like this. And then sunglasses. You want to do hot lamp, hot lamp, hot lamp. And then open this up. And then the border. Sunglasses hot lamp and sunglasses hot shelf. Then it should be something like this. Alright, and then once you're done with that, you want to go to wardrobe, and then you kind of want to basically do the same thing that you did for all these. So like, hot lamp, wardrobe hut, and then mesh on for that. And then do the rest for like these, like so. Like if there's like a drop down arrow for like hut, and you want to and there should be shelves, you want to enable all those. And then the hot lamp, you want to enable all the hot lamps. So yeah, do the rest for like these right here, or not. Yeah. I'll see you guys when I'm done with this, these right here. I'll see you guys when I'm done with that. So yeah. Alright, once you do all those, for what's it called? I think it's the balloon one. No, for the flashback hut, what you want to do is you want to do this, and then you want to enable these hot tables, the hot table, the hut, and the hot lamp. You want to enable all those. If you don't want the hot table that's over here, then you could just turn off this, and it will look better. So yeah. And then for basically winter sale, all you want to do is you want to click on like one of the cosmetics. So just want to click down sectional store, and then go on enable all the hot shelf clonables. For these, you want to click on like the cosmetic or another button, and then you want to find the hot clonable right here, and do the same thing for the Hockey Man B hot clonable, and that's basically how you do those. And now we're gonna move on to like the actual like second floor. So you can disable the bottom floor one and you move on to here. So middle floor, you want to enable all, do all these. So to do this more quickly, what you want to do is you want to do just drop them all down. And then just disable double large plank, double large plank, double large plank, and then just do the same thing all the way down to 40, all the way down to 40. Keep doing all of this. So like this, like this. Do not disable any of the metal plank large, or then you might have missing ones, and then it would not be good. And then you turn on mesh, and then you should have the second floor, like this second floor. Now to fix like the lighting on this like little light thing, you want to click on the bottom floor, find the sectional store, and then you want to look for something called lamps, and then you just want to enable, or you want to go to hot lamp and turn on mesh for that, and do it for like all of these. I forgot to tell you guys to do it for like all those, and then they will enable like all the hot lamps. That's just a highlight cue. Fix it. Okay. And then scaffolding, you just want to do the same thing you already did for like the bottom one. So you would just want to drop down this, 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 these two right here, this, 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 this. I know it might be like a lot, but disable the large plank 2, disable the large plank 1, disable the short plank 1, disable the short plank 1, disable the quad short, and then disable scaffold, scaffold 3, scaffold 4, scaffold 5, scaffold 6, scaffold 7, scaffold 8, and then just on mesh for that, which should have all the scaffolds up there. And then buildings is really easy. Building anchor, hut, and then you want to turn on all this, the hut and the hot lamp, and it should enable this, and also enable that as well. And then for the next one, you want to do fruit anchor. You want to enable the hot lamp, hot shelf like this, and then hot lamp as well. And then it should enable all that. And then the last one for the building, what you want to do is you want to do all, just basically all of them. So just do all those, and then it should enable just a minute. Now you're done with the middle floor. Now we're going to move up to basically like the tall one. So to do this, what you're gonna do is you go to top layer, just disable the bottom floor real quick, and then you want to do top layer. You want to do a hot lamp, so it enables this like weird hot lamp thing. Scaffolding, and then we do these two, and you want to enable all this, all of this, all of this, all of this. Turn on mesh for that. Then go to quad short, double short plank, These two, actually no, these will not be meshed. Never mind. You want to turn mesh on for those, mesh on for these, and then you're done with collar short, and you want to do double large plank. You want to turn on mesh for these, and then scaffolding should already have a mesh since you already did it. And then you're done with scaffolding, and then top grade. You want to do all of this, and then you turn on mesh for that. It'll look like this, and then top floor. It'll be like kind of like a little lot. If you want to do the same thing, you want to like turn on the metal plank and do all the meshing. And then do the same thing for this one, and then just keep kind of making your way to the top a little bit. Something like this. All the way to like the actual top. So I'll see you guys when I'm like done with that. Alright, now it should look something like this. All you want to do is you're gonna want to click mesh. It will enable all this. If it does not enable like all, then make sure you have them all like this. And then you can just turn off top floor. Hut is kind of a little bit easy, but what you want to do is you want to go through anchor, or no, sorry, piercing anchor, and then piercing hut shelf, and then through all of these, and then turn on mesh. Very simple. You don't have to do all it. You guys can unmesh all the cosmetics if you want to, but if you guys want a tutorial for that, then comment down below, and I can make a tutorial on how to unmesh every single cosmetic inside of your game. Alright, and then drop down piercings, eye patch. You want to do the same thing, eye patch. This, like this, and then hot lamp. There should be a hot lamp up here, and then you turn on mesh for that, and then you should already have all of those. And medical hot, and then turn all of these, and then turn on hot lamp as well, and then it should look like this. Halloween, you want to do Halloween hot, and these, and then there'll be 3 hot lamps up here, and then you just want to turn on mesh for all those, and then like 4 more to do. We got goggles. So goggles, hot lamp, you want to just do all of this, and then you can turn on mesh for that. And then small anchor, you want to do a hot and do all those. And then long anchor, you want to do the same thing. So it should be like this one right here, the same thing. Anchor, and then you want to do the same thing for over here as well. But it should be like this. Actually, no, it should be like this. I think I can see. Now you're done with all the huts. You're done with this, like the top layer. Now you can just basically turn off like that. Now we're gonna move to the inside of like over here. So what you're going to do is click on the ATM button, and then you want to turn on ATM right here. Make sure that's mesh on there, and then ATM sign. Make sure it has a border around it, and then you want to click on tree. Okay, I'll come back to that one, I guess. And you want to go over to the checkout, so click on the buttons, and then currency board, and then drop down monitor, make sure that's on, and then checkout counter. Make sure this has a mesh on it, and then make sure the anchor is all there. And yeah, it should be all there. Personal. Okay, and then once you're done with that, what you want to do is you want to close all this stuff out. So check out close, and then this can be closed up too. Anyone go to mirrors? I mentioned mirrors are already on. Should be already be on. Accessibility stuff. What you want to do is you want to find stand. So stand 1, and then you want to turn stand 1 on like this, and then you want to go over to stand 2, and then you want to turn on stand 2, and then stand 3, and then you want to enable stand 3. Should be all enabled just like that. And empty stuff. But first, we're gonna click on pins real quick. I'm gonna do pins table through all of these, and then it should enable all of these. And then empty stuff, you want to enable all the ones for all the meshes that are on. So like for example, since these are off, you don't want to do all the off ones. You want to do all the on ones. So you want to turn on mesh on all the on ones. This, And then you get through like over here as well. Turn on mesh for that. And then once you're done with that, what you want to do is you want to go to Wonder Shelf, and then you find shelves, just throw a mesh on for that. And then you find a bundle table, throw a mesh for that. I don't think this needs a bundle table. Yeah, okay, yes it does. And there's mesh for that as well. And then temp early access, you want to just do mesh early access board. I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna do the poll as well. And then you might be thinking this one's invisible right here. What you're gonna do is you're gonna go down and you find early access right here. Just mesh on that. And you find like signs. You're gonna enable all of this and turn on mesh. Or turn on mesh for all of them. And then pins should have already have their pins. Glasses. You want to enable these two. And then tree sign, tree lighting, and then tree border. There'll be two borders. You have this one. Oh, I have lighting this one. You know as well. I usually do that one. I do this one right here. It's more better. Yeah. And then game object, and then you have a nice girl sort of border up here. And then once you're done with that, once you're done with like city, you're gonna move on to comp. You're gonna disable the building right here, and then just click on comp course, and it should come down here. Click on garbage file, and then you want to enable all of this, and then actually no all that. You guys can enable like everything is also in here. I really don't need to. Your main thing you're just going to be needing this one over here, and then this should already be here. The whole parkour should already be here, but except for these. So yeah, and then that's pretty much it for how to unmesh the entire city. This one you can enable the shelf to that one too. So you click on this, you can find the shelf. Maybe I didn't do it, but yeah, I didn't do it. You're gonna turn that mesh on for that one as well. And this one should already have a mesh. Yeah, let's see. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this tutorial. I make another tutorial on how to unmatch all the cosmetics and my next tutorial I'm actually gonna try to unmatch all of the hand models. Yeah, thank you guys for watching this video. It's going to file save. Anyways, like and subscribe. And yeah, bye guys.